So I recently just went out to Reno, Nevada, and I ate breakfast at this place called Two Chicks, and they had a whole section dedicated to Eggs Benedict. And I thought it was cool. They had all different variations of Eggs Benedict. You know, it wasn't the bacon. There were some vegetarian ones, there were some different meat ones, and they had a big size English muffin, and I thought it was cool. I think as far as making it at home, I think a lot of people are scared of it because of the hollandaise. And today I'm gonna make it the traditional way, but you don't have to make it the traditional way. You can make it, you can take a shortcut, and I'll put a little variation in there where you can take a shortcut. And I can show you that it's not that bad. It's not that hard to make Eggs Benedict with hollandaise. So today, I don't really like Canadian bacon that much. I prefer an Applewood smoked bacon, which is what I have here. And I just think it makes a more flavorful Eggs Benedict. All right, let's get started.
Per serving, I have 4 pieces of Applewood smoked bacon, or you can use a quality thick cut bacon that you like best. I'm going to do this quickly in my toaster oven at 375 degrees until crispy. This took me about 21 minutes. For the white wine reduction, I'm going to small dice a half a shallot. The size of the cut doesn't matter because we're going to strain the liquid. I'm coating the bottom of the pan here with clarified butter, but you could use 1 ounce of regular butter if you don't keep clarified. Let the shallots saute until translucent for about a minute or two, and then add a 1/4 cup of white wine to deglaze. You're going to reduce the wine until you have roughly 1.5 tablespoons of liquid and drain through a fine mesh strainer. For the Hollandaise sauce, start by separating the yolks from the whites with 4 eggs. The reason I have 4 eggs here is because I find the Hollandaise is less stable with less eggs. You can use an egg separator, but I like to rock the egg yolks back and forth between the 2 shells to get the egg yolks. The Hollandaise only requires the yolks, so reserve your whites. I can think of 20 reasons to keep egg whites in your kitchen, but for me, I'll use them for breakfast all day. Next, you're going to make a double broiler, so put a small amount of water in a pot and bring it to a slow simmer. At the same time, add your 1.5 teaspoons of reduced wine into the egg yolks. Now start to mix the egg yolks over the double broiler. After 4 or 5 minutes, you'll see here, it'll get a little thicker. Right now, it's at the point right before the eggs would start to cook. So if you see your eggs starting to cook and stick on the sides of the bowl, you've gone too far. Now turn off your heat from the stove so you just have warm water beneath the bowl of egg yolks, and start to drizzle in your clarified butter a little at a time as you see here. I'm using 8 ounces of clarified butter. I like 2 ounces per egg yolk. Some people like more, some people like less. It will still work. So you see here all the butter is in, and then you've got this thick and creamy consistency. For seasoning, I'm going to squeeze the juice of half of 1 lemon. Add your favorite hot sauce, and I did a 1/2 teaspoon. 2 pinches of salt to taste. Mix well, and your sauce is ready. So here's the alternate method, with whole butter if you're not making clarified butter. Everything is the same process until you get to adding the butter stage. You're just replacing the clarified butter with the whole butter is the only difference. Again, a little at a time until all is well incorporated. I find that this method never gets the sauce as thick and creamy as the clarified butter will, but it still works and will save you time. Quick tip, your hollandaise will get thicker as it sits, and if it ends up too thick on you, just add a tiny splash of water and whisk it in, and that'll thin it out if that happens to you. I like to use the oversized English muffin, and it's fork split, right? So why not use a fork to cut your muffin? Toast your English muffin as much as you like, and then reserve for when it's all ready. For the poached egg, I have a pot of simmering water, about 1.5 quarts, with a tablespoon of white distilled vinegar. The vinegar helps the poached egg come together more evenly. The water is at its lowest possible simmer. You see I'm using what's called the vortex method, and I'm making a whirlpool with a spoon in the pot. Drop your egg as the water is spinning, and you'll see it come together in the middle. If you didn't put vinegar in the water, I find the eggs make a mess and go all over sometimes, but it could still be done without the vinegar. I cook the eggs for about 4 to 5 minutes. This is the amount of time usually it takes to make the perfect poached egg, but it will depend on your water temperature and that you may want to test 1 egg first. The consistency should be like eggs over easy. Here's a cool trick. So what you can do is take out the cooked eggs, however many you are doing, and put them in a bowl of cold water one by one. When you want to reheat the eggs, simply pour them out of the cold water into a strainer and back into your simmering pot of water to heat them up for about 15 to 30 seconds. Pull the eggs back up with the strainer, and that's how you serve multiple people all at once. Pretty cool trick, right? You can even cook the eggs a day before and leave them in the refrigerator in the water, and none of your guests will ever know the difference. And for the plate up, put down your toasted English muffin, break the bacon to fit your size bread, and then gently put your poached egg from the simmering water on top. And lastly, your hollandaise, of course. I'm going to garnish with a little bit of chopped chives, and you're all set. Reminder to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more quality recipes like this one, and see you next time.